Howdy, howdy there. Today, another Python challenge. I really got the hang of it. And today's challenge, let's see, is about a like system, like you have on Facebook and other systems. And what do you have to do? Well, you have as input, you have this list, and this list has to be formatted the following way. So if no one likes it, the function should return this. If only one person likes it, this string should be returned. And if two persons like it, this string should be returned. Accordingly, if three persons like it, we should use this string format. And in every other case, we have to use this string format. So we start with the first two names and then we throw all the others on one pile. Where do we have to start? How to go about this? You may recognize that we are dealing with conditional statements. The list can either contain one item, two items, three items, or more. And the length of this list is leading in this case. So let's say that we have a list that's empty. What we can do is the following. We can print out the length. So if we do this, 0. So the length is 0. We don't have any length. Well, what do we have to do in this case? If the length is 0, we have to return the string. Let's see if this actually works. So the first case is tackled. Let's tackle the second one. And you might imagine that we have to use the same approach. If the length of the names is 1, then we return Peter likes this. And now it's actually getting difficult. So we should return Peter like this, but how can we parse this name, this string from the list, right? We have Peter here. If we run this, Peter like this. In this case, it works. We get the expected output. But if I fill in here like Hida, it should return Hida likes this and not Peter. So how can we actually parse this string from the list? Well, let's comment this out. And let's tackle it first. What we can do is the following. We can define the list and then we can parse the first item from it, indicated by the 0. And this should return Hida. There you have it, Hida. And this line of thought we should use. So let's get rid of that. And uncomment this. Hida likes this. And we can do Peter. Peter likes this. However, this isn't the most effective approach. In a matter of fact, if we want to glue together a lot of names, this would be really time consuming. What you actually can do is using string formatting. And that's the keyword for this kata. And that's actually the keyword that I will put in the title of this video. So string formatting is the following. Let's say that we want to give in a name from a list. That's indicated by %sign s. And after that, we can just define the string that's given. There we go. But in the same fashion, we have to parse the name from the list. How do we do that? Well, we use a %sign again, and then we define the item in the list. So it will be the first item indicated by the 0 of names. And we have to wrap braces around it to make it a tuple. And this should return the same. Jacob liked this. Alex like this. As said, this is the old style, and inherently, if there is an old style, there should be a new style as well. And that is the following. So we replace the %sign and s for two curly braces, and then we have to use the dot format method. And how do we parse the first item from the list? Well, just by defining it. So names 0. Let's see how that turns out. Alex like this. And I propose to leave the old style behind us and just build upon the new style. So let's proceed with the second case. So if the length of the list is 2, if length names is 2, and from now on it's easier since we have the bases under our belt. Return, let's have a look, Jacob and Alex like this. So return Jacob and Alex like this. So now we have to parse a second item, and that's actually very easy. You only have to separate by a comma and then define the second item that you want to parse. Jacob and Alex in this case. Jacob and Alex. Let's try that out. Works flawlessly. Without further ado, let's go for the next condition. So if we are dealing with 3 names, we have to use this string. Yeah. And we have to replace the names by placeholders, as they are called. Okay, easy peasy. You can fill in what we have to do right now. And ultimately, our last case, else. The last case is a little bit more tricky. Let's see what's going on here. So we have to define the first 2 names. So let's get rid of this one. We don't need that for sure. And it should return the following: Alex, Jacob, and 2 others like this. Alex, Jacob, and others like this. And here should be filled something in. It should be the total length of the list minus the first 2 names. So what do we have to do? The total length of the list minus 2. Easy as that. Does it work? It works like a charm. You can actually change this if statements by elif if you want to, but in this case it doesn't matter. But I just changed it up to look more professional, so to say. Okay, let's scrap this code and test it out. Pass 5 of 5. That looks promising. Let's attempt. There we go. All tests are passed, and it rhymes. Submit. Pretty awesome. Let's look at the other solutions. Oh, this is this old method that I touched upon at the start. This one looks really neat as well. It's being used a lot. This is more a labor intensive approach, but not bad at all. Absolutely not. This one actually looks like our solution. And let's conclude with that. I really enjoyed this challenge. I hope you did as well and that you learned something from it. I would say keep learning, keep thriving, and I hope to see you in the next video.